At last, we arrive at our final juncture. Commander Keen Episode 3. The last part of the last. Well, not the last Commander Keen game, surely. That would be crazy go nuts university. We are back. I'm going to defecate a brick apparently. Because that last part just had me going for a while there. This first place I'm going to, though, which is optional, mind you, but this is a pretty tough level, actually. I think it might be the level with the most Vorta ninjas inside. Fortunately, because of all the lives I accumulated, I could die a few times and get a lot of ammo in this level, which is probably what's going to end up happening. Also, this yellow door, don't need to bother with it. I figured that out after a few tries. I'm like, oh, right. Because what the yellow door does is give you access to this ammo, but first of all, if you don't need the ammo, you don't need to use that door. And also, you can get the ammo without the door. The door is completely pointless. It's about even... It's not as pointless as the blue door was in that one level, though. But it is pointless. The blue door in that level was pointless because it didn't really lead to anything good other than a jack guarding shit, I think. Oh well. Ninjutsu in Space Jitsu. How have they taught the arts of the ninja? How do they know multiple ninjas can go after one person? Don't they know about the conversation of the art of ninjutsu? Holy shitsu, here comes ninjutsu. Yes, the lasers, they hit me really hard. I've had a long-ish day, and I've just decided to end it by doing this last thing. Honestly, I probably I should have just waited till morning, but hey, you know what? I'm on a roll, let's do it. I mean, sometimes you should stop before finishing something when the time is right, but you know what? Screw all y'alls. You ain't got no balls. I'm Commander Keen, y'alls. It's okay, I don't got much to... I did not really have much to do today, so I'm gonna just slip this Commander Keen out of my pocket and be like, yeah, that's right. That's what I do. The Commander Keen stuff. Come on, ninja. Let's get our ninja. You know, I feel like the ninja are wearing yoga pants. And so I could just put on yoga pants and be like, yeah, I'm a ninja. A yoga ninja. Yoga ninja! Not really. All this ninja talk is making me want to play a first-person shooter about being a ninja. I seen something. I just realized there's a bit of violence on those ninjas. Like, did they start bleeding when I hit them? Commander Keen M rated, am I right? Oh well. Luckily we are over that jazz. You know, my trouble is not that there shouldn't be like age-restricted content. My trouble is that why would advertisers not put ads on age-restricted content? They do it on TV all the time. If they really need to know, it's like, work with the people you want your ads for. I mean, come on. But I could go over that several more times and it wouldn't really make sense to anybody. Well, it makes sense to me, and that's all that counts. Where am I in this world? I found the ninja toilets. It's right next to the ninja computers. And the ninja locker room. Yeah. They all sit together in unison. Take a big fat one. I am not getting through there without some kind of onk. I can't shoot up. This isn't Super Metroid, so I have no choice but to get this amazing temporary item. You got one chance. Well, other chances if you lose lives, but you know what I mean. You gotta do it in a single go. This orb around me. What is exactly this thing? I don't know. Maybe I was playing Sonic 1 too long and thought maybe it was a I don't know. Who knows what kind of technology that represents? Just know it prevents you from getting hurt. Yeah, I don't think it could stop you from falling off, though. I do wonder if there are some instant kill things that you can touch with it on, though. I did not wish to bother. Maybe I could go through that, like, barbed wire with it, though? I don't know, man. Now, my first attempt, I didn't feel confident enough to get that last onk. But then I realized something, even when going up there, is that I can't reach it anyway. I actually can't reach it. Like, maybe I can, but I can also do the rest of the level without it, so... yeah. I'm not even sure it would last long enough. Who's to say? Only Commander Keen is to say. That is to say, what the fuck you doing, mate? Oh boy, it's these green gobbledygooks again. Yeah, wow. But they're not the problem. This one ninja is the problem. And I think there's a second ninja also. So really, it's just a ninja thing I have to worry about. These guys, nah. Just take your time on them. You can hit them on the top of their head too, since they're more than a block high. And that's enough for my laser to get through to their stinking heads. Let me lure the ninja. Actually, wait. As long as he can't get on top of there, I will just shoot him. First, let me shoot this guy. We gotta time it. There we go. He got zapped. He's not looking happy about being zapped. He doesn't seem dead, though. Not as dead as these Vorticons. These Vorticon carnes and their chili recipes. Delicious. That's what we call a tasty death up here in the Yukon. I am nowhere in the Yukon, never will be. It's probably too cold anyway. But hell. It reminds me of when I was like, did I misremember that? Because I knew about the Oregon Trail. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't there also a Yukon Trail game? There was. I don't know if it was as good, though. As for Oregon Trail, well, that's just ubiquitous. Like, it's interesting, like, they say Pong is the first video game, and maybe it is. But, like, Oregon Trail was derived from a video game that didn't actually have a video, but could still be regarded as one. So it was a game generated, but the video was, like, printer paper. It's quite fascinating, these shortcuts we take before we actually finalize the technology on stuff like that. Like, another good example of this is pagers, where, you know, we didn't have, like, where we're getting up, we didn't quite get up to cell phones, or the people didn't have cell phones yet, had these pagers that would just function as a portable answering machine, which I guess could be just as good. It just lets you know when someone calls, like, I gotta get back home. But now the pager was gonna be rendered useless pretty quickly. I think everyone knew this. But still, we had pagers. It's like, page me, bro. Okay, I page you. Also, I am very glad that we call it texting. It used to be called instant messaging. Texting is much better. I like it a lot better. I mean, it's essentially writing, but no. You're typing, but it's not typing. So texting just covers all use cases of the digital typing sense. And, like, no one's going to confuse it with anything else. Whereas instant messaging could just mean any messaging that comes across instantly. And, well, that's what it was, or iming. That wasn't as cool. I just remember, because in order to actually do texting, according to AOL's parental controls, you have to be at least 17. And you know what? I'm standing by that. I'm going to be like, you know, if I have children, you know, I don't want to, I don't mind if they have, like, people to call, but, you know, I would, like, watch that shit and just be like, nah, you can't just be going on social media. Like, sure, you can look us to the internet, but you gotta be careful when you're just communicating with strangers. But it's especially more important when you're not even an adult yet, because it's like, dude, people take advantages of you, and shit goes wrong. You gotta look over that stuff. How exactly? That's a question. It's like, you know, you should do something, but what should you actually do? Should you leave your kid unattended to just because they have the IQ of 314? Like, dude's a genius, but should you really let him access social media? Like, how does that work? If a kid is smart enough, would you let them be treated like an adult when they're, like, age 12? Like, how would that work out for you? Did I make... I think very early on in, like, Commander King 1 or 2, I think I made a, like, supposition of which football team's helmet this belonged to. I think I'm going to pull that back up sometime. But I also got to recheck how his helmet looks in Commander King 4, 5, 6. Such and such. See how that goes? That's how it goes. Also, good luck getting your hands on Commander Keen Episode 6. It's kind of one of those Forum Gen exclusive thingies. Don't worry about it. But, I mean, yeah. Yeah, just those things. Oh, I remembered something I'm going to figure out before I do 4, 5, and 6. Because there's this thing that happens in those games that kind of makes the, I don't know what's going on when you're scrolling, but for some reason, like, Commander Keen is flickering with, not just in the sense of graphics, but in terms of the physics too, so it's kind of like he's shifting back and forward, like, less than a second in time. Just very slightly. Like microseconds. Like, I say microseconds, but it's just somewhere between that and a second. Like, it's small in a second, it's definitely larger than a microsecond. Maybe a millisecond we're talking here. Or, a decimal of a second isn't quite a millisecond. So maybe... I'm thinking maybe a tenth of a second. As perceptible as that could be. Which I think is possible to perceive a tenth of a second. You know, if you don't blink. Alright, I just want to make a comment on something. In terms of how much this level design is dumb. So, this level right here. Okay, it's supposed to be this big, imposing level, but there's a problem with it. There's no actual exit. I mean, there's 2 exits. But the one exit you can't actually go through, and the second exit is where you end up going by, like, a way you should not be able to go, which is over the entire mountain. We're just cutting the rope. We're just going straight through the maze. We're just going right over the maze. The maze never leads you to a way you can win, despite all the shit that goes on inside and all how tough and hard it is. And I can't say that I approve of this level design choice. And while I could show you the rest of the thing, why? I don't know. It behooves me to play the level in a way in which I would just totally bypass that. Also, this video is long enough. I have no reason. I honestly have no reason. So instead, we're going to spend the rest of our time waiting for the Loch Ness Monster to show up to take us to the secret level. Secret level's not too bad. It's just a lot of points you get. So there's a lot of Ordingid bears, which I will collect, and a bit of ammo. And then we'll go to that big M tower over there. So, I guess, what can we talk about? It's going to be a while before it gets here. And plus, I'm going to have to take some time to wait for it to come back. And for me to write it back. And all that good shit. Well, I guess, yeah, since there isn't really going to be a credit sequence. I mean, there's going to be like an ending scene. But there's not a lot of credits that are going to scroll through. You know, you just kind of go through it. Plus, you kind of just see the credits when you start the game anyway, or something, or you just when you close down the program. It's very quick. It's like a dozen people usually on these kinds of things. But I think now is the time to just kind of go over the stuff while the secret level stuff is happening. So, you know, shout outs to anyone who plays Commander Keen, because apparently there's not enough of you, even though there's a whole community dedicated to this stuff. Like, I'd say Commander Keen's a cult classic, but it's more than that. It's a staple of DOS gaming, and everyone needs to try it. But like I said, I think maybe just play the Shareware 1, Episode 1 and 4. Play those to the side if you want the rest, and then just go get them any way you can. Especially Episode 6, because that, I think you're just going to have to get a box copy or something. And Keen Dreams. Like, I'm not sure how you'd approach playing Keen Dreams, because it's kind of like a prototypical Episode 4, but you can try doing that. But yeah, my plans are to eventually do Keen Dreams. I don't know when I'm going to do Keen Dreams. I'm going to probably just do 4, 5, and 6 first. Keen Dreams can happen whenever it wants. And then do the 7, 8, and 9 stuff that I did once before. Maybe that'll go simpler this time. And then we can start doing other custom Commander Keen episodes at my leisure. I don't know when, though. But I see a lot of these have some interesting cutscenes. There's a lot of interesting title screens are the ones that derive from the latter trilogy. They're pretty good. I kind of like it. I I like fans that put in custom graphics, or just their custom title screen, or just make up their own story, or just their own level design. Mostly the level design, but now I just make the stipulation of, if you make a mod, just give me a title screen, please. It's okay if you just add some text that really has nothing to do with it, but just something. Because I've decided not to really do the SMK Limited and series before, just because of it. I don't know if that's going to hold true for, like, say, Super Sig World, because they all have their custom title screens. I just don't know I'm going to do that, because you can't actually play all the Sig World titles for one. And the other thing is, a lot of them are, like, remakes of each other or compilations. So I don't really know how I want to address the Sig World stuff. Oh yeah, also the F-Zero stage stuff goes in the same category as SMK Limited stuff. If someone feels like doing, like, title screen art for that or whatever, I mean, by all means. I think it's not a big deal for the F-Zero stuff because it's basically taking shots from the tracks, but I don't know if that's good enough. So I've decided, no. If you just modify the levels without modifying too much of the overworld or the title screen, I'm gonna be like, I mean, what you did is good, but put it all in a wrapping, please. It doesn't have to be a major wrapping. I just want to see it like I see all these DOS mods that have their own good title screens, and I'm seeing like these Nintendo mods that have no title screen. I'm like, what's the excuse? It's not actually hard to make a custom title screen, usually. Unless it's like Yoshi's Island, then I don't blame you, because we're doing some crazy 3D stuff, and I don't know if you want to customize the island, necessarily. That, I can understand. I can understand that. If you just have one of those moving title screens, and yet we have custom Super Metroid screens, which is good. Let's see, what other people... But yeah, play some Commander Keen. Like, really. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to play, it's just hard to win, I would say. The game's easy to understand. I think what I'd like to see, if this was to be remastered, like, I think Commander Keen needs to be remastered. That just seems like that should happen. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing that now, considering I see Crystal Caves and Secret Agent remasters, and we even have a Monster Bash remastered, which I'm gonna have to look into that a lot because I kind of want to do that. It's just more like a re-release for that one. Yeah, this DOS stuff, Mang. How does it work? It works very carefully. But yeah, I say that because I just want some soundtracks for this. Really. Because you get some cool stuff for the latter trilogy, and that gets its own music. And especially so for Commander Keen mods that I'd like put their own music in. I'm like, alright, cool, yeah. So, we got all that stuff. Other platforming DOS mods, which barely, and I mean barely exist. All the DOS platformer mods seem to be for Commander Keen, which, understandably so. But, I found a few of them for a few other DOS games that don't really have their own custom, like, screen. They're just level packs, and the fact they even did that in a way that's coherent. There's one Duke Nukem pack I tried at one time. Duke Nukem 1. I don't think I'm going to do that one again, actually. Yeah, I feel like any custom Duke Nukem mod is probably going to be Duke Nukem 3D. But if for some reason we got some good Duke Nukem 1, Duke Nukem 2 mods, or some other good DOS platforming mods, I'd like to see it, but it just doesn't seem like it happens all that much, which is sad. Really sad. And really, stuff like Crystal Caves and Secret Agent, the HD stuff, those have their own level editors. What I want, though, is someone to have a custom episode, and I think they had that in the works, but I don't know what the actual problem with that was, necessarily. I mean, there really shouldn't be a problem with doing that. Is there a problem with that? Maybe it's what they want with like, the, making up their own story cutscene. Maybe that's the issue there. I don't rightfully know. I also know there hasn't been an update on that stuff. I guess I'll just go contact Emberheart or something. Those are good lads, as far as I know. Alright, let's do this. The final level of Commander Keen 3. Let's go. No. No. It can't be. Mortimer McMire! Mortimer has been a thorn in your side for as long as you can remember. Your IQ test score was 314. Mortimer's was 315. He always held that over you, never letting you forget for one day. One more day? Oh no, Mary Jane. All the practical jokes, the mental cruelty, the swirlies, each memory makes your teeth grit harder. And now he's out to destroy Earth. You have had enough! Alright, Mortimer. What's the problem? Why destroy Earth? You and all those mental wimps deserve to die. I'm the smartest person in the galaxy. Aren't I, Mr. 314? I'll get you for that, Mortimer. Come and try. You'll never get past my hideous mangling machine. Prepare to die, Commander Clown. Yeah, we get an actual boss stage. That's something. Really went out a lot here, didn't we? Also, every time you enter, the cutscene happens again, but you can just skip it. I forget what button I press and skip it, but it's easily skippable, don't worry. There's only like 3 buttons that do things. It's one of those. I think maybe I just pressed spacebar. That might have been what I did. Anyway, you gotta hit these 6 purpley sparks things, and then you have to hit the heart, and then you win. You cannot hit the green alien guys, just dodge stuff, okay? Also, mind the timing of the hands and the feet, because the crush can actually kill you, and it's probably the only time you can die in a way in which you're just crushed. So I didn't even think they actually programmed that in, but lo and behold, they did. I've got a big old machine. That's what my robot told me. Okay. I see there were enough points for me to get another one up, in case I just screw the pooch. Like that. I've been squashed. Excuse me, I've been mangled, Dr. Mangled. It's quite a biological menace, you might say. That's how I operate the controls. I just look left and right and just shake my hands, and they do stuff. It's incredible. Also, like, the 315 thing is kind of ridiculous, but I know why Commander Keen's IQ is 314, because it's just a thing where it's just the mathematical thing, 3.14, for being pi. So that's the thing there. And then it's like, let's just one up him and make him 1 IQ smart. It's just like, dude, your brain's unreasonable by this point. But it kind of reminds me of the older brother in Ender's Game, actually. This guy, Mortimer. But at least the guy in Ender's Game eventually matures. So maybe he'll still be evil, Mortimer, but maybe he'll, like, mellow out in age. Kind of like how Dio does in the JoJo series. Like, he's still evil, but he really mellows out and just gets, like, more, like, pragmatic and wiser in his approach. Which I feel like is cool. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, man. This goddamn... Can you imagine how this sounded on your PC speaker? It's like, oh, man, my computer's making the loud noises. Actually, it's kind of a miracle itself. Like, imagine a computer that did not have a sound driver yet. You're just, like, speaking directly from the computer's, like, power function. That's kind of what was happening. It's kind of silly. I'm just glad we don't do that anymore. Because it's obnoxious. And if anything, just give me the damn ad-lib/sound blasting music. I'll take those kind of bleeps and bloops. This kind of stuff, though, oof. Or just sounds all... It sounds all PC speakery. Not a fan of the PC speaker. I'll take some shitty, like implementation of OPL2 with, like, grab this ultrasound that I don't really care for over this. Well, his arms are gone. Just go for the heart now. Strike through the heart, but I'm too late. Oh, yo. Yo. With Mortimer McMire out of the picture, and his brainwave belts no longer controlling them, the Vorticons are freed of their mental enslavement. Commander Keen, in honor of your meritorious service in freeing us from the Grand Intellect's mental chains, I and the other Vorticons you haven't slaughtered, ha ha ha, want to award you the Big V, our highest honor. Also, please, for the love of God, why did you kill our people? We were enslaved, you goddamn bastard. And then Commander King would develop a guilt complex for the rest of his damn life. Also, he looks a bit more than prepubescent for this picture, but hey, this is a nice picture. Yes, my skin is chalk white. I am the whitest white boy in all the land. I get the Big V. Anyway, just some, like, stuff. Yep. Game over. Yeah, now you see where all the attempts landed. You can probably guess where I was dying most based on my points. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's time we let this to rest. I am so glad I am done with this. I hope no one asks me to do episode 3 again. Please. Please, for the love of all that is holy. That was kind of annoying. Alright. See you next time, the next playthrough. Someday, somewhere, somehow. Goodbye.